Good evening, good afternoon, Peter here, folks. It's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, this has been a busy week to me. This is my second interview for this week. I try to stay active, more like third interview for this week, but second actual interview because yesterday I did a little conversation with a lady who I interviewed about the lovely Miss Lotta. We talked about situations going on right now in bodybuilding, and if you watch the video, give your thoughts and your perspective of it. So anyway, I caught this lady. She's on the run right now. She just got out of court, and not like that court, not that I'm saying this guy. She's 12. She's 12. If you're in the room, you know what 12 is. 5-0, the girl in blue, the man, the woman, whatever. But she is IFBB Physique Pro. She just competed about a week ago at the Toronto Super Show. And, it's probably one of the biggest shows right now, especially in Canada. There's not that many shows for bodybuilding in Canada other than there's the Vancouver Pro Island show. There's the Toronto Pro show, and also there's the Vancouver show. But I know last year the Vancouver Pro kicked out women's physique, and we're going to talk about that and other stuff that's going on in sport. We have here the lovely Mrs. Natalie Thomas, and Miss Thomas, we appreciate you and thank you, and she's on the road right now. She's just getting out of court, so she's been busting people. So so we're gonna get. I asked her, I say, you have a like a wire on, get a wire on, because I don't want to be hey, but she's in Canada, so I have to worry about that. So I don't worry about that. No, I don't worry about no crimes, because this is America. So anyway, we appreciate your time, and please explain to us, lovely lady, how do you love a chocolate sister like yourself get into a sport, a muscle, and masculinity? Please share.
So I have two girls, and when I was pregnant with my two girls, I was eating for two, literally eating for two. And with both of them, I put on over 60 pounds each. And I've always been athletic. And so it was hard. It was hard to look at the reflection in the mirror. It was hard to move. It was hard to breathe. And I never wanted to be that parent who was like going to the park and just sitting on a bench watching my kid play. I wanted to go down the slides. I wanted to go on the swings. I wanted to do all of it. And with my last daughter, I had a medical complication. I had high blood pressure. Went to my doctor's, and he said that, he's going to have to put a Holter monitor on me, and I was going to have to take medication. And I was like, absolutely not. So I sat in the driveway at my doctor's office. I ripped up the prescription, and I walked into my local gym, and I started, that's where my fitness journey started. And then as I was losing the weight, I saw a group of girls who were, they seemed like they were doing something. I didn't know what that something was, but they looked like they were doing something. And so I inquired, and somebody that I spoke to, who is now my best friend, Erica, introduced me to the world of bodybuilding. And that's been over, 12, 13, 14 years. Mm-hmm. So that's where it started.
Oh yeah, and just the thing is, I can share that because I've been a little bit waiting for a lot of time long ago, where almost 2 years ago I got a pacemaker because I was on my job and I got sick. I wasn't sure if it was just because I used to work in this meat processing factory, and I thought because I was in the cold area, I thought I was getting a cold, but what it was, I had a heart attack. And,
wow.
Because of that, because I have it's very genetic in my family because my father, he had it, a couple of my uncles had heart issues, my brother had it. And especially, especially for us Black people, it's we're high blood pressure is one of the biggest killers because I do have it also. I take medication, but also, I was a lot more overweight before because taking care of my mom and we taking care of her. I ate just sometimes it's it's comfort or just sometimes stress, and I put on a lot more weight. But I've dropped down a good bit. My medication has dropped down some, which I still have to take some of it because of the fact that I do have some issues. But everything's changing, and that's the tough part about you took that chance and say, what, I don't want to be in that situation. So you got in the gym, you worked out, you made those changes for yourself, especially having children, because that's one thing is about being in this bodybuilding world. It's, it's a lot harder to be a competitive bodybuilder and to raise children compared to any other thing. Because the fact is, this is a sport where you have to be a bit selfish. And then when you have kids, and kids might want this and that, and especially food. Kids, they can eat anything, especially young. And then you're on your prepping your diet, and you can't eat this, you can't eat that, and they're eating in front of you, and you're like, you get that, you get that hangry in you, But we got a man here, Sean Miller. He's coming through. He says, "Good afternoon, Sean. Thank you for coming through." And what was that first experience like? When did you first start your first show?
I believe my first show was in and it was either 2009 or 2010. I did figure, and it was an experience because I was never that person that, you go to the beach. I was like, I will never wear a bikini. So that was a hard adjustment for me. But seeing the amount of weight that I lost, seeing, the muscle growth, it was a great experience. Did I think I was going to continue on? No. But once I got off that stage, I was like, ooh, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to try that again. And so I competed, I believe it was the next year, and I went into bodybuilding, and I was too small. I competed against Tana as we were talking. And I was too small. And then shortly after Women's Physique came in, and I felt like that's where I was best fit because I was too big for figure as well.
Mm-hmm, yeah, because one thing you got to wear bikini plus those high heels, and one of my favorite comedians, I like to always say this. One of my favorite comedian, Chris Rock says, "A daddy's job is to keep his daughter out of high heels." Because one of my jobs, I used to have quite a few jobs coming up, and one of them I used to work used to work at a strip club, and I see high heels all the time. And when did you turn pro? What was the year you turned pro? You in Physique?
In Women's Physique, in 2014.
Mm-hmm. And when was your debut as a pro?
Toronto Pro, the following year, 2015. I believe I placed. I was in the third call out. I don't remember what I placed, but that was my pro debut.
Yeah. And what's that feeling when they say, "Hey, Natalie Thomas, you are now an IFBB pro"? What was that feeling like?
Well, to be honest, I didn't even know the levels. So it was my coach who was like, and when I finally found out what the levels were, I said to him, by the time I turn 40, I'm going to become a pro. And he said, all right, let's do it. And so my sister had passed in 2013. And shortly after is when I had said to my coach at the time, I'm going to turn pro by the time I turn 40. And I was a year off or 6 months off. So I was 39 when I turned pro.
Yeah.
It was a feeling that I don't even know. I couldn't even describe it. Like, I was speechless. I called my coach, and I didn't even know what to do. Like, I didn't know if I should cry. I don't know if I should scream. And I just kind of went silent, covered my mouth, and was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, that's the thing is about when that, I know some ladies who competed for. I've done every one lady. She competed for nearly almost 30 years as an amateur, and she finally got a pro card just a while back. And another lady, she paid 15 years, and and it's tough. The work you got to put in, and the time you got to put in, and also again being a mom, and this is like I say, I've been following bodybuilding for a long time, and in these past few years, there is a greater number of women like yourself who are mothers who come into sport because either they had athletic background, they, especially you, like you said, you had your girls and you put on weight, and you said that you had athletic background because I looked, on your social media while I was doing search that you played, well, I would call it football per se, like compared to us in America, but you did play football, and and how long you did that before you went off your next career?
I started playing football when I was 9, and played at some very high levels. I played provincials. I dipped my toe in nationals, and then I also got a scholarship to the University of Detroit Mercy. I tightened. Yeah, and I was there for 4 years, and it was an incredible experience. And then once I was finished with university, just kind of came back home and was like, okay, so what now? What do I do now? And couldn't find a job in the field that I had studied for. And yeah, I just kind of had my kids, and then that's kind of where everything turned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How old are your girls now?
22 and 15.
So one's pretty much grown, the other one's still growing. And and when we were coming up, what was that experience where they were like, their mom getting muscles, and and like they going to school and said, hey, that's what's your oldest, what's your 15-year-old's name?
My 15-year-old is Zakaya.
Nakaya, that's Nakaya's mom. She's stronger than my dad. So and it's just I think with children is they support, especially as there's like, I think one thing is like, if you have daughters, and but if you have sons saying like, man, we're gonna talk about your mom, we fighting, like we love, because like I said, I grew up, my mother, she raised me, she had 6 of us, and she raised us because my father was in and out. And we boys, we love our mothers. Like I took my mother for about 5 years, and a boy's best friend is his mother. And it's good that they were at the show with you, they support you, they see you through the tough times, especially when you're going through prep, and when you're getting the hungry feelings, and sometimes do they like I said, are they very proud of their mom and what she's doing with the accomplishment as athlete?
Absolutely. And most time anybody that knows me, my girls are my number one. I always say my first and second true loves. Like, no matter who I dated or whatever, these are my true loves. And they taught me the meaning of what love is. So they have been by my side through everything. And my oldest one this year, and I know she has always been, but this year she actually said, "Mom, I am so proud of you." And that was such a great feeling, and she, like, during my prep, they are so supportive. Like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting cramps, muscle spasms. Little one wakes the older one up. Mom's having a cramp. What do you need? What do you need? So they're always there. And then when it's like, peak week and I've got brain fog, where are my keys? Where are my wallet? Where's this? Where's that? And they know exactly where everything is. So they're like my number one supporters. And it's funny you said about the food. I remember when I first started, I wasn't buying like the junk food. And my sister Tracy that passed away, she was like, "You can't do that." She goes, "This is your thing, but you can't let them suffer because you're going through your thing." And you know what? It actually helped me, because it allowed me to be able to have things in the house without going to them or trying to eat them. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that did help me. But yeah, my number one supporters are those 2 girls.
That's good, because what? It's good that, especially food, one thing is part of the process of becoming a bodybuilder, but you have to eat the right type of food. Now, you just can't eat anything. I know you sometimes, or if you have a coach, and your coach might say, "Well, I'll put you on a low carb diet. I'll put you on a high protein diet. We're not going to drink this. We're not going to drink that." This is what people need to understand about bodybuilding. And I talk about this quite often. Ever since I started doing this and started, doing these interviews and garnering friendship with you ladies, there's a lot of work to this sport. It's like one thing when people like talk about, especially in bodybuilding, it's steroids. But here's the thing is, steroids is almost every aspect of sports and medicine. It's just one of the factors of it. It's a process where it helps you grow, it helps you recover, but it's not the main thing. It's about the diet. It's about, the exercise. It's about recovery. It's about, everything that helps in the process of developing muscles. It's just not just popping a pill, lifting a few weights. Sometimes, like, what's your day like when you work out? What's the first thing? What's your routine?
So I wake up in the morning. I take my supplements. I chug 500 mils of water. And then I do my cardio, depending on timing. So it could be anywhere between 20 minutes to an hour, depending on what stage of prep I'm in. And then if I'm off, I'll kind of chill out for a little bit, and then I'll go train later on in the day. If I'm at work, I'll go to work and I will train at work, go through my work day, and then come home, deal with the girls, and then I do my last bit of cardio for the night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one thing is, like, when you're the last show at the Toronto, what did the judges told you to give you feedback on? What things you have to feel like you need to fix or work on?
So I'm still waiting. So I put in, I requested some feedback. So I'm still waiting. I know what I need to work on, and my coach knows what I need to work on, but I'm still waiting for the feedback because I think that'll be beneficial for my next goal.
Well, as you know, if you follow my channel, I mentioned that there is the master shows coming up in August, and she's one of the ladies in Physique that's is competing at the show. Some it's master shows getting really popular because my debate about this one about the master thing, they should add it to the main Olympia, where it makes more sense because it's Olympia, and no, Jake Wood is running. Well, Alina Pope's running, but it's Jake Wood because a big fan of Jake Wood. When what he's doing, one of my favorite things, like every time I talk about Jake, Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. I just go into my training day mode every time I talk about Jake Wood. I got because he get the money. So I don't know about the guns, but get the money. I got a man here, KL the Wanderer. He just called me through. He says, "Hey George, hey Natalie, hey there KL." Also KL saying that you should interview her for Mother's Day, George. But things happen. Well, she was a busy lady. She's getting prepped, and I just reached out to her. And also, my man Shaman says, very informative. Yeah, it's about information. And also, I love her pics, her pictures. Okay. Well, folks, and my man Sean agrees with me, says, me too. So we'll go in here on social media real bit, and we'll look at some pictures here. And I pulled up, here. This is because this it's my job. It's my job, man. It's my job. And this is from
you pulled up some ancient ones.
Yeah, I do that. This is from the the Toronto Pro Super Show. She was pretty good. She took 5th place at the show, as you know, and she was pretty impressive, and nice posing. Who works with your posing?
So I worked with. It's my first time. I reached out to a lady by the name of Mindy O'Brien. She's competed several times at the Olympia. Yeah, very nice lady.
Yeah, I remember.
So I worked with her.
Yeah, she was top 5 competitor back in the day.
Yeah.
And here we go. We'll get more here. We got and that's your coach right here.
That's my coach, Adam Headland.
And there's your girls there. They're proud. They're standing by with your mama. That's Jody Boom. You recognize her.
Yeah.
And it's look. There's a picture here. Wow. Before the show, you get your hair done, get your smile on, you got your makeup on. She's sure party guy. She's eating a burger. Your girls are your problem. It's cool to just support you. And here is your working out. Happy Monday, you all. Yeah, happy Monday to you. We'll pray for a little bit.
I'm sure people wonder, what do these athletes do once they are finished competing? And typically, you get a day. So you rest, you do, your things and whatever you want, and all of that. But not me. So I was fortunate enough to be approached to do a photo shoot tomorrow. And I let Coach know. And what do you think he did? Yeah, he sent me a meal plan. So I'm still working. The work doesn't stop. So I'm here, I'm at the gym, I'm doing my second round of cardio, I'm trying to work.
Coach Cock brought you your photo shoot.
Right?
Yeah. That's nice pictures here, but the photo shoot is good it helps with social media. And your little girl and your big girl here, they're proud of you standing right here. Also, we have here, this is a video from your performance. I didn't watch it live because I missed it because I'm on budget, so I can always spend money when I want to. And and I can't play the music, folks. So you know how it is with YouTube. You always anything copyrighted is gonna get strike against me. But coming out really slow. You got a little routine. And how was that? What's that feeling? You feel like that? Do you feel like when you get first call out, you say, you know what? I got it.
Yeah, I was extremely happy, to say the very least.
Yeah, it's pretty precious here. We won't hang out too much longer on here, but we're gonna drop some more pictures here. This is your sister Tracy. She is a
Yeah.
beautiful young woman. I gotta say, because I lost one of my sisters a while back. It's gonna be 5 years, no, 6 years since my sister Mary passed, and just about a week ago, it was 20 years since my older brother passed. I know as when you lose a sibling, and and especially family, it's very close. You grow up together, and this is her, and she is now selected athlete for the 2023 Masters Olympia. I mean, what was that feeling when they call your name out?
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. So I have a lady that I work with. Her name's Tanya. I call her TT. She's my glute coach, and so we had just finished training, but she was doing an online client. So it was her and myself in the gym, and there was like 2 or 3 other people. And I turned to her and I was like, TT. She looks at me. She goes, "You got it?" I was like, "Oh my God!" And my best friend calls me, and she's freaking out. But yeah, initially when I saw my name on the list and I heard them actually call it out, it was like this stifling feeling, but like a proud feeling, like I actually get to go. So yeah, it was a great feeling.
Yeah, it's like that feeling when you get hit the chest.
Yeah,
and,
it was one of those for sure.
I know, like I said, one thing we hope they do have that, because this is Olympic qualification show. And one point there was going to be, I think women's bodybuilding was going to be 45, but then it went to 40. I was taking one lady who my friend would say it's going to be, it's supposed to be 45. Well, because they wouldn't get enough competitors, they pushed it down to 40 and over, because they wanted to get more competitors. I know a lady who I met and did an interview with, Rashada Boswell. She's going to be at this show. I said, Rashada can't be 45. I know, but I think she got to be at least 41, 42. Rashada's a great person. I got to meet her last year. And and some of the ladies who I've done interviews with, some ladies who I follow on social media. I mean, I think it's a good opportunity. We do hope they do bring it, because I think somebody telling me that they're going to plan to bring it to the U.S. next year, see how it does. We've got good prize money, and so again, it's also Olympic qualification for the Olympia, because this year they dropped the point system. As a competitor. And especially someone who, you got to compete with much younger women and women who have just somebody like Natalie who has super genetics, and how does it feel that when they took away the point system?
For me, it didn't really matter, because I typically, just based on, my life in itself, I can only do a couple shows. With traveling and stuff, it does get expensive. We're in Canada. We've got 2 shows here. So that means I'd have to, go to the States or overseas. So for me, the point system, I don't know, it didn't really affect me per se. But I think, taking the top of every show makes it, a lot more competitive. Also, there's not as many athletes without the point system.
Well, truthfully, when I say like this, that is not so much true. Because you think about it, you look at other divisions, especially bikini, wellness, men's physique, and men's classic. There are a lot more athletes, because those shows you can slap together with quick. Because I was talking with a lady, she just turned pro a while ago. She's been in business for a long time. They talk about how sometimes you have, like, if you look over there, you just think about it, you just get 3 people representing each division. Where you have shows where you have 100 bikini shows, about 1,000 men's open bodybuilding shows.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, it was just 3 people. And then also what it was, it gets the competitors who want to come out. Because for women's bodybuilding, you only have 4 people. Because the last few years, because the cost, like I said again, the cost of traveling is tough. As a competitor, especially as a woman, it costs more for you ladies to compete compared to the men. The guys got to put on tanning, banana hammocks, and board shorts. That's it for them. But you ladies, the cost of your traveling, the cost of your food, hair, makeup, your suits. Your suits can be anything from $500-$600 to about $1,000, a whole $1,000. I mean, even guys, they have all the other stuff, like they got the food and the travel and stuff like that. But their prize money is always a little bit more than women. Like if you look at it, like and we're talking about how the Vancouver Island, the Vancouver Pro kicked out women's physique, and with the Arnold, I kicked out women's bodybuilding, women's physique, and figure. 212. I don't care about 212, but it rides the prize money of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic to where it's almost as much as you get if you did the Olympia. And one thing I think that it should be, I don't say it should be equal to men, but at least a little something. Like think about it, you do a show, and it costs you $3,000 or $4,000 to do the show, and you win, you get first place is $2,000 or $3,000. I would say maybe at least $10,000 because Sarah Vigus, her last couple of shows, she put up $20,000 for Pittsburgh where Natalie won, and about $15,000 in Texas, and that would help out a lot of competitors because, like I said, you were going to do a photo session, but for some of you ladies to make money, sometimes you do the photo session, and I call them for the excuse my language, the beat the meat websites. That's what they are, because there's an old saying, it's an old small saying, say, ladies, when you ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard, and it's just that's the way some ladies make income. Real man Charlie Miller says you want to compliment you on something. Excellent physique. He's impressed with your physique. Also, my man KL the Wanderer says chocolate chick muscle. Just KL. You got to care about my man KL, and also a grade A muscle hottie. He got these. He's got something like it's like that. That skit from Chappelle show where Prince and free, and he said, "You got a new girl. She found the motherfucker." They get excited when they get a new girl in here. So but as a competitor, what's you feel like? Is there any thing that needs to be done in your mindset which can help just all competitors along the way?
Be humble. That's it. Listen to your coach if you have a coach. Listen to your coach, trust the process, and be humble.
Mm-hmm. Now, folks, as we say, instead again, she just got out of court because I was doing research about her. I found out she was 5'0". So we're gonna ask her, how did you become a police officer? How did you became what got you into this line of work? It's a tough line of work, in law enforcement.
So I was a nurse for 14 years prior to, and I felt like I wasn't. I felt like I was at my end, like I was done. And growing up, my dad always instilled in us, you want a profession where it's not gonna, there will always be a job. And his philosophy was, you get into nursing, you get into policing, you'll always have a job because there's always going to be sick people and there's always going to be criminals. So once I had realized I was like at my end with nursing, I had a friend reach out who was already on the force, and she had been trying to get me to get on for several years, and I was like, nope. I just think I wasn't ready. And then I just made the decision that, you know what, I think I'm ready. So I made the switch. Mm-hmm. Should have made the switch a long time ago. I absolutely love my job. But yeah, everything happens in time.
Yeah. So what's your rank and position in,
I police constable, street. I'm on the street.
So that's kind of like just basically like as we in the States we call it, a police officer. You're just basically you're just technically you're a flat foot. So and
but in a car.
In a car.
Yeah.
And, I don't know you gotta be careful. There'll be some smokes out there. You might say, "Hey, Miss Thompson, constable counsel, you can if you like, If you feel
I get that all the time.
Air conditioning. You can turn the air conditioner. They don't want you to sweat yourself in here.
Oh no, it's up. Listen, my air conditioning's not even working. Oh, I realize that. So once I get off, I got to get it into the shop. But no, I'm good. Uh-huh. It gets the water out.
Yeah, I live in the South, so we we get you up there. It takes when we're down here. This is how this is. This is my guy. He say like this. He got to say like when it snows up there in the north, it's nobody breaks an eye, but down in the South, where it snows have an inch, that goes crazy. That's the other guy. He comes out every now and then, so we gotta watch out for him. And and that's I know it's a tough job. Said again, being in working in police force. I think it's one job. It's not a job that's not well liked, but we do. It's necessary because things happen in this world. People may not like the police, but when something happens to go down, they're there to support you. Now, folks, anyway, if you want to follow the lovely Miss Thompson, her social media is in the description. Reach out to her, be genuine. But this is my rules, and this is no offense to you, Natalie. No D pics.
Thank you. Thank
Don't do that. She got kids, man. She got kids. And it's fun like this. This thing is about people, how they just fight. Women like you're not as as large as some of the maybe high level women in the sport. You look at someone like Natalie Cuejo, you look at someone like Sarah Vegas, or someone like Emily Schubert, or one of my favorites. This is my dream woman, Andrea Shaw. Oh my God, I love her so much. I mean, I got a partner. He did a live stream. We do a live stream together on Monday called Muscle Talk Mondays, and he went to New York Pro about a month ago, and he saw Andrea, took a picture with her, and I said, "That's cool, man." And the part of me came out of me, and then I put it in my I put it into my my IG story where I had Rain. I played that song from Orange Jones. Says, "I saw you and him." I say, "Yo, man, that's my girl. That's my girl. You get your own my girl. I know you're my homeboy, but you get your own my girl." I'm sorry. The small of me come out of me. But the people, they feel like women like yourself. I know. Like your mother and father, when you started doing this bodybuilding, what were their thoughts, and what did they say to you?
My mom thought I was crazy. She kept saying that you're losing too much weight, you're getting so skinny, and whatever. My dad from the start has always been supportive, and that's anything that I've done in my life. My mom's also very proud. It just took her a little bit to warm up. So she came to my last show. She's been to a couple shows. She came to my last show, but my parents are supportive. They've been supportive all my life, and anything that I decide that I'm going to do, they just run with it. They're like, "All right, do it."
Yeah, that's good because sometimes I know I do one interview with them. They said sometimes the big part is about the parents. They want the girl, like especially the girls. I said I want my like one time. Sometimes I think one woman says that her father said, "I want my girl to be my boy. I don't want to be my son." And but it's about like I said. It's about being an athlete, and as an athlete, your body's going to change. You're going to develop. Yes, there's going to be some aspects of where you're going to look a bit like, especially depending on what you're taking. You can get a little hard, but it's about reaching that next level. And if you follow a while ago, I talked about this. That if you heard that they're going to change the criteria for after Olympia for men's physique. They're going to have a weight and height class. And I want to get your thoughts on that. Would you think they should do that for women's bodybuilding? I mean, in physique?
I don't know. I've thought about it. I think I need a little bit more information on how that would work. Because if, for example, they've got under 5'5" and over 5'5", or they've got, under 140 and over 140, what does that look like on the big stage? So are they going to take the top athlete or the winner of the shorter class or the lower weight class and the winner of the opposite and then put them together? So I would need more information. I can't come out with an answer to that until I have more criteria, like what the criteria is going to be, what it's going to look like.
Well, I remember back in the day, because like I said, I've been a bodybuilding fan for a long time. My older brother used to click the magazines, been a fan of bodybuilding. I remember back in the day, around about the early 2000s, they did put weight classes for women's bodybuilding. There was lightweight, heavyweight, and there was that one year, the first year in Miss Olympia, where they brought it back in 2000, when they had a lightweight champion and a heavyweight Miss Olympia. But then the second time around, the winner was the lightweight champion. That was Julia Bergman. And then next time around, it was a heavyweight champion for twice was Linda Murray. And then because how the division was changing, they brought in physique. No more, like I said, a few years later after that, because they wanted divisions because they said the women were getting bigger, getting more massive, and they wanted something to be more like a throwback to like the early Linda Murrays, the early like Corey Evensons. But now, if you look at it now, the vision's starting to change, where you're getting that melding, where like if you follow like someone like Melissa Tyke, who's been competing physique for the last 2 or 3 years, she's going to women's bodybuilding. You look at somebody like Natalie Coelho, as I mentioned again, how somebody said she can go up to women's bodybuilding, but because Natalie has that more small tapering waist, she fits better. I remember you were competing with Coley Amandi at the Toronto Pro. People say Coley should go up, but Coley's young. Her body's still developing. She was a figure competitor when she turned pro, competed as a figure competitor when she was a pro, but then the next year she switched over to Physique. And she did at least 2 shows this year. That was the Pittsburgh and the Toronto show. She did pretty good as a Physique competitor.
Right. Sorry, 1 second.
All right.
I apologize. I just got to get in the house.
All right. That's why I said just one time.
The Wi-Fi, my data gets messed up. Here I am.
All right.
All right.
That's good. So you sit down, we settle. But anyway, like I said, the lines are blurring between the 2 divisions. As it used to be, Physique and women's bodybuilding had different criteria. But if you see how now, some women are going up to the division because they feel like they fit better. Some women say they're going to stick in it because I don't want to be considered a female body because I want to be like too big, too feminine. But if you look at someone like Emily Schubert, just competed this year, and her last 3 shows, and how much denser she's got. I mean, she's not big in the top. She has bigger legs and quads than most women in bodybuilding.
Right.
But the big thing is, the judges should settle what they want is considered criteria. So there's a big difference between physique, women's bodybuilding, and even figure. When you look at the figure girls are starting to look a little bit more like the early physique women.
It has changed. I've seen it change. Where it's going to go, I couldn't tell you.
That's the thing is, it's just about where it's going to go. I think if they really sit down and say, okay, we're going to have this set limit, where I know what someone said. If you want to be the more granular look, that's more women's bodybuilding, and the more I think conditioned, leaner look can be more physique. But the thing is, I think the judges have a lot of control. Like I've seen shows where some women look better conditioned. And then still, that woman who was like better conditioned than the other one loses. Or then you turn around and go to another show, and then she wins that show, but she should have won the other show. And it's just to keep changing, like, one judge might say you see one thing, and another judge might see another.
Yeah, I know. It's tough because it's a sport that's judged.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and from one judge to another, they may have, a different eye, or an eye that sees something, different. So, for me, I can't really. I leave it in the judges because really and truly, that's who makes the decision, right? Should there be more criteria? Quite possible, but yeah, I can't. It's a judge sport.
So, like I said, you keep a good while. Are you sponsored or anybody, or is everything's on you?
Well, I was sponsored by a friend, actually, somebody who became a friend of mine, Crystal Creations. She's made my last 2 suits that are absolutely stunning. But other than that, no.
Well, this is what I'm going to say to guys out there. If you are someone interested in helping some of these ladies out, because bodybuilding is an expensive sport, and she has a job, she has a career, but there's some aspects of the sport it costs. That's why I say to those people out there who are genuinely interested in supporting these ladies in the sport, reach out and be genuine. But here's the thing, guys, don't be that weird guy who's saying like, Natalie, I saw you. Yeah, you got some beautiful chocolate skin, and yeah, they got me a little excited. So if I do something for you, you do something. No, stop it, guys, stop it. Just be simple like this. Say, Miss Thompson, if you need something from me, anything, let me know. I'm happy to help you. I don't want anything from you other than to see you grow. And that's your girls in the room. That's how you're looking over.
Oh, no, my daughter, she's getting ready to go to her athletic banquet.
Where is she? Can she come in for a minute and we can talk to her a little bit?
Come and say hi.
Good question. No, you don't need those. Come and say hi. We're on live.
Hey.
That's
Hi, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. How old are you, baby?
Right? How old are you?
15.
And you're proud of your mama, huh?
He said, "Are you proud of me?"
Yeah. What? Do you think your mom's the greatest woman in the world?
Yes.
Yeah. And I know she's proud of you. What's the thing that when she cooks, does you have to eat her what she eats, or she cooks separately from you and your sister?
Do I cook separately, or do you eat what I eat?
Well, separately. I don't
What's your favorite food?
What's your favorite food?
Pasta.
Pasta. Yeah, that's good. Well, I'm gonna let you go, baby. I appreciate you. Thank you. And I hope you have a good time at your little event.
He said, "Hope you have a good time at your thing."
Thank you.
All right.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's good. She's a cute little girl. I know you're proud of her. She's just as party as a pretty little girl like her mama. Just as party. Yeah, she's just a pretty little girl like her mama.
Athletic banquet.
Yeah, that's good. What, she plays sports too?
Yeah, she plays soccer.
She's following your footsteps. What about your other daughter?
She played soccer and rugby.
Oh, rugby. That's kind of like football, but not like football. But I play football. I play the real sport. It's real men. Yeah, I know. Y'all pick us and say y'all wearing pads, but hey, those brothers hit hard. I remember when I used to play. I played in high school, and I used to be one of the strongest guys on my team. And and I was lifting weights. By the time I was 16, I was already pushing almost 400 pounds on the bench press. I mean, one guy told me, said, "Jordan, man, you strong." So he said, "Jordan, make the question." I said, "What is it? You ever had son?" I said, "No." I said, "Son, you cock strong." So it's enjoyment when you come together with people, especially that mentality. That's what happens when you get out of school. You don't have that teamwork thing. I just started back working out like a lot last year, and I go to Planet Fitness. I know you bodybuilders talk a lot about Planet Fitness. I know that, but it's just a routine of it, and to work it out and everything else. It's tough. And as a competitor, I know there's days where you're home, you're sleeping, you resting, you get up. And I know, especially you got to go to work, and you work out first in the morning, then you go to work, and then it's a lot to this that people need to understand.
It is. There's days like even today. Like I said, I was I had my work commitment and whatnot, and my daughter's got her athletic banquet to go to, and I've got something else that I've got to do at 7, and then I've got to train again. So sometimes you forget about being tired. You just do it because it's something that you love doing and you want to do and you want to excel at and make sure you're at your top level. So whatever it is that you need to do, you do. There's times where I'll go to the gym and have to be getting my last hour of cardio in at 10 o'clock, and then get home. By the time I get home, it's 11:30, and then I got to get up and go to work the next day. So
yeah,
it's not for everybody, but if I always say, if you love what you do, you will do it to the best of your ability and do whatever it is that you have to do to get it done.
Yeah, like that. I heard the great Ronnie Coleman said, everybody want to be a bodybuilder, but no one lift his heavy ass weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's a legend, Ronnie Coleman. And again, people got to understand that you are a woman, you're a mother, you have a job, you have a career, you have children to take care of, and and I know people make comments like, she's trying to be a man, yeah. But the fact is, again, you are an athlete. You are trying to strive to that next level for yourself. I mean, and bodybuilding is not a very lucrative sport. It's not a very popular mainstream sport compared to others. Back in the day, bodybuilding used to become on television, but now you can only catch it either online or live streams, or you catch poker and throwing dots on most sports networks. But this is what I will say: if body can be used to make it more lucrative for the competitors, for one thing, I think it should be more benefits as being a pro. Like things like, I know with your job you have benefits, but also benefits where, okay, if I need something, like if I get sick, I have my health care. If something happens to me, I have insurance. Little things that could help, especially, I know the thing about is the prize money, but also I think you should get, like, I got a friend, he's retired. He used to play football, American football, and he gets a pension still, and I think when you decide, I'm done with bodybuilding, the time I'm putting in, I think you get something back as much as you put into it.
Right.
We got a lady right here. I don't recognize her. This is probably a new person. Erica Roberts. Natalie is amazing. A balancing training, family, and life. She is a true inspiration of those that she comes across. Well, thank you, Miss Roberts, and we do appreciate the good words from you. But we're not going to hold you much too long because I know you want to get ready for your event with your daughter, and you just came off of work. You were sitting and cooking in the car, you're getting all, you're getting all sweaty and glossy. Say,
I'm
hey,
just
guys,
getting the water out. That's it.
yeah, hey guys, he says we see you ladies get buff and sweaty. Hey guys, calm down, okay? You stay cool, okay? I know. This is me personally. Something beautiful about black woman muscle. It's just a beautiful thing. A combination of muscle and melanin. And like I did, like when in America we have Black History Month. I did a whole dedication with comparison videos, and the whole dedication of black women in bodybuilding. I'm a big fan of people like Andrea Shaw, Ricky Gates, Mila Ash. People like I just saw Shanique Grant is coming back, but she's competing in wellness. And that's the thing is that wellness is a new division where it's taking over. It's getting popular. I've seen women who are, who at one point were physique or even bikini go into that vision. Would you ever, when things are going in with bodybuilding, especially in women's division, would you ever consider going to like back to figure or maybe doing another division?
I will never put on another pair of heels. If that answers your question. not those plastic heels. Absolutely not. I had thought about bodybuilding because I'm like on the cusp. But as for right now, that's not something that my coach nor myself see myself going into.
Yeah, good. I think you're good where you're at for right now. And things are going to, if you do settle on maybe the requirements for physique or even women's bodybuilding, I know a couple of ladies who I'm friends with. They say they wouldn't want it because the fact is they feel like they'll be pushed into women's bodybuilding. But it's about how you develop and grow as a competitor. Sometimes what works for one person doesn't work for other. I know your trainer and your coach. He knows what's best for you, and also you know what's best for yourself. I mean, and then also you got this big event coming up. You have the Master Show coming up. How do you feel about the show? What's your chances? Even though if you're not making Olympia, you want to hit the top 5, top 3. Where you want to go?
It's funny you asked that. I just made this. I just was speaking to somebody about this yesterday, and I was like, I just want to make top 3. Everybody wants to win, of course. I'm going to be realistic, and I want to say I want to be in top 3. I want to at least be on that stage.
Mm-hmm. At least you want to get the money quarter about it. That's one thing. Yeah. This is my man here. He's come in. You got to watch his name here. This is my man, Balls Deep. He says, "Good afternoon, gorgeous." That's my man, Balls Deep. He says, Chicago in here. I mean, I'm worried about Balls Deep. You got to be careful, Balls Deep. With a guy with a name like Balls Deep, you got to be careful with him. Also, he says, "What up and salute." Thank you, Balls Deep. He's gonna keep talking here. Peace and blessings to the chat. Thank you, Balls Deep. And I'm waiting for the other one, and he'll get up to later. And I think you could do pretty good. Depending on what they're looking for, the criteria for the show. If they want to go back to more of maybe, I know a lot of ladies who say that the big fan of like Danielle Bailey or Julia McCarr or those women that will look more like what the vision supposed to be. But now where the division is going, it's getting away from that, and that's why a lot of women deciding that what, I have to go up. Someone fights say I don't want to go up because I don't want to be considered too muscular. But the fact is, as you grow and develop as an athlete, like if you look at bikini, how it started out, bikini was more like brought in because they needed something for those women who are getting too big in fitness and figure. Who just was this women who were a little small for those divisions. They needed something to work for them. But then even that division started to evolve. And then if you look at people like Mickey Trescott, your fellow Canadian, how she's looking like. I remember I was watching it was a couple years ago where they were at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic backstage. Her and Jessica Medina standing together talking. And I'm looking at it. It wasn't for the high heels. I wouldn't think it was figure and fitness. I would think it was physique. And it's just, and I think what people tell me is that it's not that, in fact, it's more than just the muscle. It's also, you have to look for the muscle bellies, the X factors, the X frame. It's, all the ducts and instructions that separates those divisions for the others. But like I said, it's about the growing process of the athlete.
It absolutely is. And it's, it's a personal choice as to where you want to take yourself. Right. So.
Yeah. So what, if you said this, if you could change anything in the sport or do what, would you, as an athlete, what would you necessarily think that needs to be improved for you at this level?
In the sport?
In the sport general.
Wow. As far as improvement goes, I don't even know. You caught me off guard on that one.
See, that's why I am particularly a criminal, and I have always never had a plan. I'm like a dog chasing cars, And Natalie, I want to tell you this: you are beautiful. Well, like I said, one thing I said again, it should be if there was a bit of money going to sport. If like I said, if sport was more mainstream, where you have mainstream companies that want to bring money into it, maybe more lucrative. Maybe you don't have to have this job. Be like any other professional sport where that's your job to compete and they pay you for it. But like I said, it's not like this is not a sport that every John Q or Jane Q public likes to watch. And one thing a lot of ladies have to do is themselves. I know you have kids, you wouldn't do it. Some ladies have OnlyFans, do other stuff, do wrestling stuff like that. You wouldn't do it for yourself, but it's a way for some ladies to make, an income in between shows, And so like I said, I feel ladies told me that you do the photo sessions because it helps with your social media, but also it's a way to make money. Like especially, when you do after the show, when y'all ladies are, vascular, styrated, that's just your weakest. But as fans, and as I said again, like when your ladies rock hard, we're rock hard. That's what we get excited about, But it's just that if there's more to the sport, where it's more lucrative, more affordable, if I compete, hey, I get like a little check every so often. I get a little when I'm done, I retire, I get a pension. It costs a pro card, wouldn't cost so much. And if there was like a union, like even with your police, you have unions. Almost everybody has a union. But if there was something like that where it helps out you athletes in the long run, that'd be appreciative because it could take a little stress off your shoulders financially, and especially do stuff like when you travel, you have things we set up for you when you get there. You don't have to worry about this and worry about that. You don't have to come out too much out of your pocket. If it was like that, if IFBB NBC was like that, they would you are the product. You're the people who come to see. We don't come to see the judges. We don't come to see the Bobby Chickarellos, like I call Bobby Chick. We come to see you competitors, and I think it should do more for y'all to help y'all grow, help y'all maybe just any little thing that helps you with this process. Especially take a lot of stress off your shoulders.
Yeah, I think for me, everybody competes for their own satisfaction, gratification, whatever. For me, competing is I just love doing it. So would it be nice? Yeah, if there was more prize money, for sure there would be to help out. Absolutely. But for me, it's I'm not rolling in dough, but it's not a necessity because it's something that I enjoy doing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I like the science behind it and just how, we're able to manipulate certain things to adjust my physique and stuff. Yeah. And I mean, if that was the case, the prize money would be probably the number one. Maybe balance it out a little bit more to where it's comparable to the male athletes. And that's in any sport, not just this sport. We are all doing the same thing. People are coming to see us, coming to see the men. So yeah, make the prize money a little bit more comparable. That would probably be the one thing that I would change.
Yeah, because like with Andrea, she won her last show. She won both the Rise of Phoenix and the Olympia, and just like 50K between those two shows. But you know, and Heidi Chopin, he wins $400,000. I would say like this: at least give Andrea like a couple $100,000 or $100,000, where which she can have a nice chunk of change for herself. Because like I said, it costs for you ladies more to travel, to get ready, makeup, hair. Back in the day, you used to have one posing suit for a show, and then you have a show for your prejudging, your show for your finals, and that's a lot of money that you got to put into your suits, everything else. And it's good that you have the lady that makes your suits for you, and she supports you. That's good for you. This is for my man. He's a hater. Make the wonder saying like, dude, you really always got to do the Joker. Yes, because you know why? You know why, KL? Because you complete me. I have to do that, but him, you know. And also, my man Ballsy saying this, you know, Ballsy, man, you gotta. He says she is sexy and swole as AF. Yeah. He's saying this. Also, he says, "Flex for me, baby girl." Nah, she's right now. She got a phone in her hand. She got to get ready. She got, you know. And also, start this Ballsy was saying this. Smash that like button. Thank you, Ballsy. And I appreciate that, you know, shouting that out. Folks, like I said, we're not gonna hold much longer. We're gonna let her go because, you know, she gotta get ready for a little bit. You know, she just got back from work. Hard day fighting justice up there in Canada. You know, I don't know if there's any real crime in Canada because it's kind of funny up there. But you know, we may have to go pick out your Canadas. That's how it is. We have real crime out here. But you know, that's just it.
I don't know if I'd be boasting about that.
Hey, we got to boast about something. You know, we got to boast about something, you know. America #1. We got the highest rank we come for. You know, mass killers, we get the highest rank for. You know, we #1. Oh God, no, I'm saying that. I just I'm sorry. It's America, you know. But anyway, as we got you here, do you have anybody you want to shout out to, show appreciation? You know, just this is your time here.
Sure. Oh, I mean, there's a whole lot of people, but first and foremost, my kids, Zion and Zakaya, my 1 and 2. My parents are always supportive. My sister, my nieces and nephews. My coach, Adam Headland. I've been with him for 10 years. Fantastic guy, and I truly appreciate him. Prior to him, my coach that got me to earn my pro card, Mr. King Kong Wong. Fantastic guy. And a few of my ride or dies. So Erica, my #1, she posted a message up there. I don't know what I would do without that girl. She's amazing. My girl Tracy, my girl Denise, Coach TT, and I don't want to miss anybody, but there's so many people. My shed family, my work family. I appreciate it, and not even just the people that I know, but the people that have reached out and, you know, congratulations or best wishes or best of luck. Anybody that's reached out, I totally appreciate. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's good. This is from my man KL who we head out. He's always a hater. He says like this. He says this. She do look serious, George. Yeah. This is what the other guy says. Why so serious? If you get to know me, you realize something about me. I'm crazy. But folks, what we like to do is we like to thank the lovely Miss Thompson for coming through and share her story. And I would say like this to anybody out there. And you know, there's guys out there who's a fan of these ladies, these athletes. And if you have the means, the way to help athletes like her, it could be just something simple as like, okay, you know, something like, okay, if you want to help her maybe for her next upcoming show, if you know the right motels, we can get a discount. If you know a good place to eat, if you know something, little things that can help these ladies along the way, you know, because, you know, instead of getting bodybuilding is not as a lucrative sport. And a lot of people these days do it for not just for the money, but they do it for the passion and joy of it. And that's good. But also, it doesn't hurt to have a little something in your pocket too. But if you're interested in sponsoring, Natalie, her social media stuff in the description, reach out in genuine interest. Don't be that weird guy who says like, Nanny, you're a pretty piece of chocolate, you know, you're getting kind of, getting all time excited. Stop it. Don't do it. Just be genuine. Somebody says, Miss Thompson, I want to help you out and get you to your next level. Whatever you need from me, let me know. If it's just simple, something small and simple, we got you. And other than that, see, just go to the next level as an athlete. That's where you want to win. But guys, my rules. And I keep saying to you, you schmoes, you're sick freaks. I know you get excited by these ladies. No D-pics. Stop it. Don't do that. Think about it. Get some help. Have respect for these. This lady she serves her country as in law enforcement. She's a mother, and show respect for guys. Because even women who don't, just everyday women don't like this stuff. Be smart, guys, and think about what you're doing, what you're saying. All right. So, Natalie, I do appreciate your time. I wish you best of luck. I hope you and your family and everybody, have a great, upcoming year. I want to say wish you good luck at the Olympia Masters, or you could do Olympia Masters, or there's no show in between, or just
no, nothing in between.
Yeah, but also I know I did an interview with another lady who competed the show, Melina Perron. She said she would love to do a show here in the States. And this is one thing, if we can do this, if anybody's out there who wants to sponsor her, maybe, because I know Melina told me she wanted to do something like a warm climate, something like there's Atlanta, there's Tampa, there's a couple of shows. If you're interested, maybe sponsoring her, maybe for a show, make a small donation. I know you guys got money you can burn, you can write off his taxes or something like that, but we need to support these ladies in support, because they do need. These ladies go through a lot, and they don't get as much recognition or respect compared to the male counterparts. As we all know, like this, the men in excuse my French, but this is what it is. The men in bodybuilding are the bottom bitches. They're the ones who make the money for the sport. But you ladies put just as much time, just as much work, and you deserve just as much respect as anybody. If people don't like it, hey, this is how my man Brother Max says, fuck them. But like I said, I do appreciate your time, and I like shout out to my man Ballsy coming through, my man KL the Wanderer, my man Sean Millen, also the lovely Miss Erica Roberts for coming through. This is your friend, your ace boo coon. We want to wish you the best in this upcoming year. Hope to luck. Maybe you do make the top 3, or hell, win the Olympia and go to the big show. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So anyway, folks, I appreciate y'all. If you're interested, follow on social media. Support these ladies in sport of bodybuilding. Like, comment, share this video. Reach out to these women because they do need support. Because it's a tough sport. And like I said, like Roddy Coleman said, like everybody wants to be about this, but nobody want to hear this. So anyway, thank you, folks. He's the man always, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, don't subscribe. I am out. Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Before I say this, one of my favorite quotes is from Batman Begins. At the end, when Jim Gordon says, Batman says, "I forgot to thank you," and he says to him, "You never have to."
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you.
All right. Have a good night.